Hello, and welcome to Joanne's Healing Within. I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, medical astrologer, master of numerology, and the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast deck. And I'm a mom and a wife. And as long as we're still in 2021, I'm here to help you see yourself as the best version of who you are already. So before we dive into anything else, let me just remind you to share, like, and comment on today's show. And if you did not get a chance to catch last week's episode, know that you can definitely go and watch it on Roku. And there's two YouTube channels you can watch, which is Strong Island Entertainment and also Joanne. What is my YouTube channel? Holistic Fitness Barry Cologne. It's so funny on how I always forget that. I need to write it down as a little quick note. But anyway, those are the two channels you can definitely go and watch it on. And for that matter, when it's cold, even the snowy weather coming in, and there's some of you out there who've gotten snow already, use it as a marathon day to watch all my shows for that matter. So I want to give a big shout out to all my advertising sponsors. And to start off with, we're going to shout out to CJ Ives Lopez. She is the host and publisher of the Author's Porch. And then we have Joe Monkman. He is a shamanic healing practitioner and wellness advocate. Kendrick Greer, he's our famous astrologer, and he does so much more than just astrology. He's actually the graphic designer to all my book, most of my book covers for that matter. I think all of them. Then also we have Nick Rafter, who is our real estate agent and writer, editor, and journalist. So if you need any of that stuff, please reach out to him. And last but not least for today is Gabriella. We'll not even attempt her last name. She's a medical intuitive, yes, medical intuitive, and the founder of Alive Health Solution. So, and I'm excited to announce that I have two new advertising sponsors that will be coming on board as of next week. I'll be mentioning them next week, and you'll have to stay tuned to find out who that is. So, how is everybody? How are we all doing on this Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern time? A little chilly out. The sun is out, though. But are you really here to get the actual weather forecast from me? I don't think so. I think you really want to know what's going on in the world, cosmically speaking, energetically speaking. Why are you all feeling so damn tired? Everybody I seem to be talking to these days are just saying to me, oh my God, I want to crawl back into bed and just veg out. Well, I'm right there with you because I would have loved to have done that today as well. But I had a whole list of things to do, responsibilities such as my yoga class this morning. And then I had a client for Reiki. And I had to be here to share insight with you. So I had to get my behind out of bed. And I'm hoping you did the same thing. It's great to lay in bed for a little while, but you do need to get up and do the adulting, as a good friend of mine used that term. But yeah, it is chilly out. So what's going on and why are we feeling so tired? Why are we feeling so damn tired? I don't think that we're actually feeling physically tired where we really want to take a nap. But what you might be feeling is what we call spiritually cosmically tired. What exactly is spiritually cosmically tired? Well, there's so much energy going on with our planets right now. A lot of shifting happening. And we have this planet, we have that planet. We still have 3 planets in retrograde as we speak. We have Neptune, Uranus, and Chiron. Pretty intensive energies going on. I mean, when we think about Uranus, it's the planet of the awakening. And we are all being forced to wake up. And not just from a sound sleep, but in reference to a spiritual awakening. And then we have Neptune, which is the planet of our spiritual transition. All of us, every one of us, even if you are not aware of it, we are all experiencing some sort of spiritual transition, meaning that many of us are opening up our abilities to connect on a much deeper level with spirit and loved ones that have crossed over, giving us the opportunity to connect on a deeper level where we get to have a conversation with someone that actually crossed over. And many of us are experiencing that, but some of you may be a little confused, concerned, wondering like, what the hell am I really feeling? Why is it that I keep hearing this buzzing in my damn ear that someone is ringing the doorbell? And perhaps you might want to rush to the doctors to get your ears checked to see if there's something going on. Definitely feel free to do just that, but I'm also here to inform you that buzzing in the ear may actually just be a sign that your fifth sense, your five senses, as we call them, your how do we say it? Clairsentient is activating, meaning you're getting the ability to actually hear. No, I'm sorry, clairaudient. You're getting the ability to hear. And there's so many other abilities as well, such as seeing shadows that might cross past you, or seeing flashes that just come out of nowhere from your eyes. So your eyes get really blurry and watery, and maybe even tired at nighttime, because again, our eyes are starting to activate to the energy of being able to see beyond what's in front of us. So these are so many different things that are going on in regards to this Neptune in retrograde, in Pisces for that matter. And then we also have Chiron. Chiron is the planet of the wounded healer. The wounded healer. We are all healing something from a much deeper surface, something that we are not even aware of existence. But different experiences that each and every one of us are going through, different lessons, different patterns are surfacing, are connected to something from a much deeper level, somewhere to the point where it might be connected to a past life experience, if you believe in that. And if you don't, take what you want and leave the rest, as they say. So there's a reason why you might very well be feeling extremely tired. And then we are literally less than a week away from a full moon in Taurus energy. And not only is it a full moon in Taurus energy, but it's attached to an eclipse. And anytime we have an eclipse, that itself causes a lot of energy. We're energetically, our energetic system, our chakra system, shall we say, is being activated. And that could be the real deeper reason to why we're all feeling so damn tired. Because internally, our psyche is recharging and reactivating so we can be more in line to what serves our higher self. So if you are that person who's feeling a little tired, wanting to take a nap, feeling the need to get into the bathtub to, suzz up the water with all those juicy soap bombs, as they call it, essential oil bombs, as you might, feel free to do just that. So this way here, you can really fuel and take care of yourself as we experience this amazing energy, because I'm here to share with you the energy is only going to get a little more intense as we move into the remaining portion of November and into December. So it's going to get a little intense. So do what you need so you can reserve, restore, and rejuvenate your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being, so you can be totally prepared for everything that's going to unfold as time goes on. Because that's what I'm here to help you with, help you to understand this whole process, this amazing process, this amazing energy that we are experiencing right now. So what I like to do is I like to help you with this energy by pulling one card, helping you to clear one chakra, have a word to help you raise your vibration, and also a number that might provide some hidden message. So let's see what's in store. What do we need to know? As my cards are just like flying, they're jumping. It's like I have to catch them. Otherwise, they'll be all on the floor. We have two cards today, and quite interesting. Whoops, as I say, they're flying. We have the root chakra, which is all about the karmic completion. Every one of us are going through some sort of completion in a karmic cycle, whatever that might be for you. The root chakra is all about getting grounded. So please use this time now. If you are feeling a little tired, please listen to your body and rest as much as you need to, so you can be in alignment to all that's ready to unfold. That one is about new opportunities, and a new chapter is about to start. So be aware, and you may not even know what that chapter is just yet, and that's okay. Second card, although this might be the theme here, career change. That new chapter may very well be that you're going to experience a career change. It could be in reference to you're changing jobs, or it could be literally a career change. So what is it you want to focus on? What is it your attention is going to go to? That 7 energy, this is a great time that if you are going to spend time resting in the bathtub or just cuddle under your blanket, this is a great time to sit, quiet your mind, and really start asking those deep-hearted questions to what direction are you going in? Where is your career going? And what is it that really serves and souls feeds your soul at this particular time. So, and that's the third eye. So our two chakras to work on this week is the root chakra and the third eye, to help you really connect to what it is you want to create into your existence. And our affirmations, karmic completion. And here's an affirmation for you. I am experiencing a karmic completion. To follow with that, I am open to a career change. I am open to a career change. When you actually open up your energy to receiving the change, things will become more easily to activate, and there'll be less resistance, and you won't be feeling this so much in your body. The numbers are 7 and 1. So 1, new opportunities. 7, take this time to reflect, quiet your mind, and focus within. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So with all that being said, I am going to take a quick commercial break. And when I get back, we're going to dive right into a conversation from last week's show. For those of you, again, who did not get a chance to watch last week's episode, my two amazing guests that are coming on today were on last week. And we spoke about healing prompt therapy for VX. And they're returning today to talk about the experience and what actually unfolded for Nick Rafter. So I'll be right back.
If you are turned off by conventional medicine and their mantra, do you want meds for that? There's a better option. I'm Gabriella Mihalichin, medical intuitive and healer. Let me help you find the root cause of your illness and guide you through healing. My intuitive method directs your body to heal itself and removes barriers to healing. I invite you to schedule a session today at alivehealthsolutions.com.
Hello, my name is Nick Rafter, journalist, writer, editor. I'm happy to be offering copy editing and line editing services at competitive industry rates. If you have a book or any document that needs to be edited and thoroughly looked through, please contact me at nickrafter@gmail.com. Let's discuss how to get that work done. That's Nick Rafter, NICKRAFTER, @gmail.com. I hope to hear from you soon.
Hello and welcome back. For those of you who are just tuning in, remember, share, like, and comment. And also, I'm your guest. I'm your host. I'm not your guest. I'm the host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. And if you didn't catch the first part of the show, remember, you can go back and watch here on Facebook. You can watch it on Twitter. You can also watch it on the replay on Roku and the two YouTube channels. One is Strong Island Entertainment. The other one is Holistic Fitness Barry Cologne. Now, before I go ahead and dive into my guest for today, just want to give you a rerun on our two amazing cards, because we got two today, because it's really a powerful day. Why not have two? Karmic completion, which we're all experiencing, and career change. How many of us are going through a career change? How many of us want to go through a career change? And how many of us are resisting that career change? Numbers are 1 and 7. 1, there's a new chapter starting to open up. 7, take this opportunity to really sit and reflect, analyze, meditate, visualize. Those are your cards for today, the root and third eye. Get grounded and focus on what it is you are visualizing, you are thinking about, you are talking about, because it all starts from here and then beams out. So with all that being said, I'm super excited for today, as I have my two amazing guests. Again, they were on last Sunday. Gabriella, which she'll say her last name because I screw it up all the time. And then I have Nick Rafter here as well. Gabriella did an amazing healing prompt therapy for VX on Nick Rafter last week. So, Gabriella, tell us who you are.
So my name is Gabriella Mihalichin, and I am an medical intuitive and healer. I didn't always used to be, but I started out as a computer programmer. And that's a story in and of itself, which we won't go into, but I do have my own healing practice, and my company is Alive Health Solutions.
Yes. And one day we are definitely going to have to share that story, because I definitely think it's intriguing. And anybody that goes from, let's say, a computer specialist to a medical intuitive, I mean, that's worth talking about. So, and I'm so glad that you made that decision. As our card, very, very interesting, the career change, and what a career change. So thank you for listening to your intuition to tell you to shift gears. I appreciate that. And I'm sure the world does too. So Nick, tell us a little bit about you.
Nick Rafter, realtor, writer, voice of reason, I guess. Editor.
Voice of reason, okay.
So last week.
Before you go into last week, let's not jump the gun here. Okay. Gabriella, let's speak to our audience and explain to them what you actually did last week. So, because Nick is so anxiously ready to share what it is that you actually did with him.
So last week we had a session of healing prompt therapy, which is a way that I communicate with the body, which is basically controlled by the subconscious. So I deliver prompts to the body to help it understand what needs to be done and help figure out if there's anything blocking those things or any information that it needs to get. And so we did several prompts, and we also did muscle testing to verify what was going on with Nick. And we brought him from the point where his body didn't know how to remove the mRNA that was in the vaccine, to the point where when he muscle tested, his body said it did know how to remove the mRNA.
Love it, love it, love it. So now, Gabriella, for you, in reference, what would you like to know from Nick for today based on what he experienced since that session with you on Sunday?
Well, we had a list of a few symptoms that were going on with him, and one of them was headaches that were totally different than he had before. And fatigue, and his eyes were watery and gunky, and his sleep schedule was off. So we need to get an update on those symptoms.
So the beginning of the week was actually very rough. I mean, the first 2 days, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I was sleeping off like crazy. Headaches going on and off. And so I was kind of a little worried because I was like, what did I do? Did I just like screw everything up? And I journaled a little bit about it. But then around Wednesday morning, I started noticing it felt like my head was suddenly very light. Like there's no weight to it anymore. And I joked that like, oh, my brain went away. Like it was like one of those things where I don't remember ever feeling like my head was that light before. Like, so, and then, I was telling Joanne off the show because she was trying to reach me and couldn't reach me this week. I started going to sleep at 9:30 at night, which I never do. I'm a night person. Mm-hmm. So I started, like, my body started going like, okay, it's bedtime at like 9:30. And I was like, this is weird. But I would sleep through the night and get up like, 8 hours later, and I was rested. And I haven't had that in a while where I've had that kind of sleep schedule. So that started to happen around Wednesday. It's happened since. My eyes are still a little bit gunky, but it's not as bad. And I've noticed that like they don't water as often. And the thing that I've noticed that I didn't even pick up on beforehand was the senses of taste and smell are suddenly like out of control. I mean, things are tasting clearer, things are smelling. I'm smelling things that like, I was out yesterday walking around in Bayside, Queens, working, and I was smelling like the sweetness of like the trees. And I was staying there going, I don't remember smelling this in a long, long time. And so there are scents that I'm noticing now that I could smell, like one of the candles that I thought had no smell anymore actually does have smell. I was smelling like my neighbors cooking dinner. And everything is tasting like more like bolder. So I mean, maybe those were things that I didn't even notice, pick up on until this. So that's what it really only started happening in the last 3 or 4 days. It's not like it was an immediate thing. It definitely wasn't like Monday morning. It was like a whole new person. This really didn't start coming into focus until Thursday and Friday. Maybe especially Friday. So I made a note of that because during the week I was like, how do I go back to the show and
Yeah, what are you gonna say?
I hear sirens outside. There's actually a bad car accident outside my window
Oh, okay.
right now. But so I made a little notes and I was like, how do we go back to the show? Maybe a week is not long enough. But then by Friday I began noticing it, and I thought, well, it's interesting that it took like 4 or 5 days for my body to really do what it was doing. And the other thing was, we talked about water. I was seeing water last Sunday, and so I took the opportunity to just drink a lot of water. I took a bath every night. On top of showering in the morning, I took a jacuzzi bath every night with essential oils and stuff. And I felt like my body needed to be around water. I actually went to the YMCA and swam, which I never do. I very rarely do that. I have a pool in my yard, so in the summer I swim, but I said, let me go swim. Maybe that's something I need to do, as part of this. And so I still feel that like connection to water. And I've been in, sounds a little TMI, but I've been going to the bathroom a hell of a lot more than usual. And it feels like there's been this like purge happening.
Excellent.
I've been burping more than usual too, which I thought was interesting. So there definitely feels like it was this level. It felt like kind of my body kind of like spent a couple days sort of figuring out, like putting the pieces together, and then just kind of like hitting the button. That's kind of how I would describe it. All right,
Okay.
this was working now. Putting the pipes back together, maybe, I don't know. That's just how I see it.
Yeah, well, if you think about what we asked your body to do, it was to remove the spike proteins and the mRNA, and also to restore the parts of your body that had been affected by that. So it's going to take some time to do that. Some healing doesn't take much time because the body has what it needs and it can be quick, but to remove things from your body, like the toxins like that, that does take some actual time. So that does make sense to me of how you would initially be very tired because your body, we just gave it a whole bunch of stuff to do.
Yeah. I felt that. Like I definitely felt that, there was this sense of like, especially Monday and Tuesday, I was so exhausted. And I think it was really just that my body was reserving all the energy for whatever it was doing.
Right.
And so, once I was able to do that, I was able to sort of go back to, a normal rest and wake schedule. But it took a few days to get there. And I was concerned. I honestly going to say I was concerned. I was like, what did I do? Did I just break everything? So, so it's, I guess the one thing I want to say is these things do take time, and there is a little bit of a pain before the, dip before the recovery situation.
Right.
Because I felt it was a rough couple of days. I thought at one point I was catching the flu, like Monday or Tuesday, because it felt a little bit like, oh God, I'm getting a cold, and I just felt a little drawn down, and I avoided taking extra vitamin C or anything that like that because I didn't want to mess up what was going on. I just drank a lot of water, and so, but yeah, by Wednesday I noticed the turn, and there's a lot of things that I didn't even pay attention to that I started noticing, going, oh, well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting that your smell and taste was affected that much.
Yeah, I didn't know it was. I mean, honestly, it's not like I couldn't smell or taste before. I mean, I thought I was smelling and taste fine. It just, now it's so much more heightened and it feels clearer. I guess now looking back on it, everything seemed a little bit fogged, and blurry. And I guess that was to me, that was clear. So I didn't really pay attention to it. But now it's like a whole different level,
Yeah, and when things happen gradually, also you don't realize that it happens, especially things like that. It's like it just drops off slowly, so it's not something that you notice.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think happened. Because I mean, even just noticing these smells the last like 48 hours have been like, wow, that's that's like I'm 20 again, you know.
Nice, nice. Now, Gabriella, for Nick to continue going forward with this and continuing to receive more from the work that you did with him, what would he need to do, if anything?
Um, we could do some muscle testing to see if he has accomplished the goals that we had set for him, I guess.
That would be amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
Nick, are you open to doing that?
Yeah.
All right. So let me see. Why don't we do a commercial break first, so this way here doesn't interrupt that, and then when we come back, we'll do the muscle testing. Does that sound like a plan, everybody?
Yep.
Sounds fine.
Okay, so before we take that commercial break, Gabriella, let them know how they can reach you.
Sure. My website is alivehealthsolutions.com. I'm also on Facebook under the same name. And my email is gem, GEM, at alivehealthsolutions.com.
Awesome. And Nick, let them know how they can reach you.
Reach me at nickrafter@gmail.com or go to my website, nickrafterwrites.com.
Awesome. All right. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. Gives you our viewers an opportunity to run to the bathroom, get some water, whatever you need to do, but then come back because we're going to go into a muscle testing to see if all's been resolved. We'll be right back.
Hi guys, I'm Kendrick Cortez Greer, personal astrologer and astrological counselor here in Brooklyn, New York. I've been an astrologer for over 23 years now, providing astrological readings, counseling sessions, workshops, and corporate events all throughout the tri-state area. I've been very blessed and lucky to have clients all throughout the United States and beyond. If you're interested in a reading that is warm, heartfelt, honest, and conducive to speaking to one of your best friends, please contact me at 917-863-7528. You can also email me at kendrickstar@gmail.com. That's Kendrick, STAR, @gmail.com. And for you Insta people, find me on Instagram at Kendrick Cortez Astrology. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Toodles.
Hey guys, welcome. We are back on the Author Sports. I am so excited to be here with my co-host Anastasia. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am good. It's so good to see you again. We don't get to see each other very often. We might have to do this every week, right? Tonight we are also talking with Scott.
Hey, this is Joe Monkman, and I am a personal development trainer. And that means that I help people step into their leadership roles, take their place as a visionary, really understand their own mastery in the world so that they can really find their place at the buffet of life. And if you want to know more, you can find me on my Facebook page at Joe Monkman and joemonkman@gmail.com.
Hello and welcome back. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, and I have with me Gabriella and also Nick Rafter. And we were just talking about some of what Nick experienced since his session with Gabriella from last Sunday. Now, if you did not catch last Sunday's show, please go back and watch it. You can watch it on a variety of different places, which would be Roku, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. So, and now what we're going to do is, not me, but Gabriella is going to do muscle testing with Nick to see if everything's been resolved since doing the work with him. So I'm going to hand over our attention to Gabriella. So Gabriella, go ahead, do what you need to do.
Okay, thank you. All right, so the big thing that we did was we tried to get your body to remove the the spike protein and the mRNA. So let's start with the mRNA that makes the spike protein. With 100% being the total highest amount of mRNA that was in your body, I should say of that mRNA. I would like to find out how much is remaining. So we're going to say, is there more than 50% remaining?
Is there more than 50% remaining of the mRNA in my body? There is.
Okay. Just to make sure of that, is there more than 50%? Because the wording has to be literal. Is there more than 50% of the mRNA that makes the spike protein?
Is more than 50% of the mRNA that makes the spike protein still remaining in my body? No.
Okay.
Yeah, because I got a very unsure yes in the first time. So yeah, no.
Okay. And is there more than 25%?
Is there more than 25% of the mRNA that makes the spike protein left in the body? No.
Okay. Is there more than 10%?
Is there more than 10% of the mRNA that makes the spike protein left in the body? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And is your body still removing it?
Are you still is
Or
the
so-
body? Are
yeah.
you still removing? The number 17 is popping into my head.
Okay.
So it's left. How many days it takes? I don't know. But that number is there.
Okay. So is there 17% of the mRNA still in your body?
Is there 17% of the mRNA protein left in the body? No, but let me ask. I'm going to ask because my intuition is telling me that's how many days it's going to take.
Oh, okay.
So I think I'm going to ask that question. Is 17 a number of days it will take total to remove the mRNA that makes the spike protein from my body? Yes. So it's telling me it will take 17 days to do it.
Okay. And Gabriella, before you ask him another question, I was just curious, intuitively on receiving this. Nick, for you, when you are receiving the guidance that you're receiving, how are you receiving the guidance? Are you feeling the information first with a yes emotion to your body?
No. Yes. Well, I'm feeling the motions to the body, and typically it's immediate. But
and where does emotion start from?
Starts from actually my neck. So I kind of feel my neck go like this, kind of like this.
Got it.
It kind of moves the whole body. But what is interesting with the first question was, and we've had this discussion, Joanne, in the past, where I don't know what I'm trying to learn to listen to my body. It was doing this, and that's usually an uncertainty, and then it lands on a yes and a no, and then I know that there's something wrong there. You would be right.
All right. So, Nick, what I'm going to ask, if you can, should Gabriella ask you any other questions that's going to prompt some healing, if you can wait before giving the answer, just so we can visibly see whatever it is you're feeling in your body.
Okay.
So the audience can actually see this, as opposed to them starting to second guess. Well, is he really feeling this, or is he just giving an answer? So
okay.
if you can,
I'm just answering right away. So, okay.
Yeah, because I know from my point of view, if I was doing the prompting for myself and I get the answer, I wait long enough before I actually recognize it. And then the energy of the body starts to really become more noticeable, where those who are watching can actually see it. And I think that's important for the audience to really understand. And also for those who are skeptical about this, they become believers.
Yeah.
Okay, so if Gabriella has any other questions for you that might pertain to you having to really connect in, yes, we're all eager to know your answer, but I would be eager to see what your body actually does before you prompt out the answer, if that's okay with Gabriella.
Oh, sure.
Okay, so go ahead, Gabriella.
Okay. Is your body still producing the spike protein?
Is the body still producing the spike proteins? It is.
And I was able to see the body moving forward and back.
Yeah, I was
Gabriella,
trying to, I didn't want to push it, but I was trying to wait until.
yes, yes.
Now, 2 questions. Is it supposed to, and also, is it possible that it's just finishing it? Like, there's just the last, because the answer that I get more than just a yes or no now. I think Joanne's taught me how to do this.
Right.
So what I'm hearing is yes, but it's kind of the last trick.
Sure.
So I just want to answer that question.
I was curious because last time we got that 20% of the mRNA was still making the spike protein.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and that's also how, just to say about the 17 days, when I got the number 17, what's happening with the way I kind of ask questions is sometimes I'm asking them in the moment without like saying them out loud and getting an answer. 17 was that percentage, and I get immediate answers. And so the immediate answer to 17 was that wasn't the percentage, and then I asked it publicly and waited for the response, but I kind of already knew that. So I kind of jumped on this idea of like, well, what's 17? What could it possibly mean? And then days just jumped into my mind. That's why I wanted to ask that question, because somehow that made sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just was like,
yeah,
well, that sounds plausible. So that's why that came up. I mean, I wasn't sure that was a weird thing for you to hear, but I just had this instinct that the 17 was how many days.
Yeah, intuition works in very interesting ways. It just, from your gut feeling, you start with the gut feeling or a method of muscle testing that comes naturally. And the more you use your intuition in that way, the more you learn to be open to messages from inside, or external if you're connecting to something external.
Yeah, it's I'm wrong, but it's a matter of like asking those questions the way I was asking them. I mean, I went a little too fast for a TV show, but that's kind of what I do.
Yeah. All right, so you're still making some spike proteins, but that's going away. And then are you removing the spike proteins efficiently?
Are the spike proteins being removed efficiently? Yes.
Okay, good.
The intuition is that it's actually very efficient.
Excellent. And the other thing that we worked on was restoring parts of your body.
Right.
Are you continuing to restore those parts?
Am I continuing to restore the parts of the body that you restore? Yes, that took a long time to get that answer.
Okay.
I don't want to jump the gun. I have a question to ask myself that I
Sure.
thought. Are there parts of the body that need restoration that are not getting restored? Yes. Yes. There's parts that there are the parts that need restoration are getting restored, but there are parts that aren't.
Okay. And do you have what you need to restore the parts that aren't getting restored?
Do I have what I need to restore the parts that need to be restored? I mean, that was a weird no because I felt the parts like it felt like the whole room was moving.
Felt like someone shoved you right over.
It felt like almost like there was some sort of like just move, like the whole room just moved. And so it was like, and then it's funny because I was sitting there going, okay, so which way are we going? We go, okay, so we're doing it now. And then I just let it kind of fall out. There doesn't seem to be a level of concern though in intuition about that. I don't know whether that means I'm going to get what I need at some point, or it's not like a dire thing at the moment. But the answer I got was no.
Okay. Is that because the other body or the parts that you are restoring need to be restored first?
Is this because the parts that need to be restored first are still being restored? Yes, and I'm seeing what looks like. Leave my eyes closed for 1 second because I'm getting a vision. Seeing what looks like a plan, like a blueprint.
Great.
That like step 1, step 2, step 3. There's a whole process to this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's a whole like blueprint to it. It's going to take time, and again, just like kind of let it happen. That's kind of what I'm being.
Yeah. Let it happen. I would also say check in on it. Muscle test every few days. Make sure everything's going the way it's supposed to be going. Make sure you have what you need. Check if you need vitamins or supplements or different foods, healthy foods, things like that. Because different parts of your body are going to need different things for healing. And as your body goes through that blueprint, it's the needs are going to change also.
And I've also had weird cravings this week. You made me think of that when you're talking about like food. Cravings for foods that I don't really like.
Oh, interesting.
That like vegetables that I don't usually eat, and all of a sudden I want to eat them. Like I don't really care for lettuce, but I had the urge to eat lettuce, like just eat like something, but it just kind of like satisfied the body.
Okay.
And then like beans. Those are the things that sort of like. So I kind of just figured that was the fuel it needed. So I just rolled with it and ate it. But that I thought was interesting because I don't usually eat those on a regular basis.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, and so continue to follow your intuition on what you need to do and eat. Definitely.
I could see in reference to the lettuce, because lettuce has water, and because you've been driven to have more water.
Yeah.
But the beans, on the other hand, I can't understand, but that's okay.
Thirst was interesting this week. Like I've had moments where I was really thirsty and then felt drinking water that it quenches the thirst more than the feeling of the quenching of the thirst was super strong. More than like normally I'll just drink water and whatever, but I feel like, I don't want to like sound kind of like it's like a commercial, but like maybe those commercials where someone drinks water and like their body turns blue and like starts glowing. Like it feels like that, you know. So I've had that feeling a lot, and I've actually like the satisfaction of drinking water, or really any liquid, but mainly water. I've mainly drinking water all week. There's this great like satisfaction to it where it almost feels like, like, so I don't know if that's the body's just like exerting so much energy that the replenishing feels good, but that I found interesting this week. Like there was a hunger for water. Like I just want,
Okay. Yeah, and it's nice too, I think, that when your body does that, because then you get like a rewarded feeling for doing that.
Wow. That's what it is, like a rewarded. Like it's not just like drinking water and moving on. It was drinking water and having this moment of just like, satisfaction.
Excellent. So Gabriella, in regards to like our viewers who are watching, if any of them are experiencing any, for example, if they actually went through, let's say, the muscle testing themselves while they were watching, would they be able to reach out to you to possibly give some insight, some information to you what they were feeling, and get some insight from you to what to do with it?
Yeah, definitely. You can email me, and I do sessions with clients, and we work over Zoom as we are now on a long distance thing. With the video calls is very helpful technology.
Yes, it is. Thank goodness for them. Yes. So again, for our viewers, if you obviously watched last week's show and you had an opportunity to check out everything that Nick experienced from last Sunday's show, and then the follow-up that he's doing now, and you have questions, or you were doing the muscle testing as well while it was all taking place, and you would like to get some insight to what you were experiencing and what to do with it, feel free to reach out to Gabriella so you can get answers to whatever it is that you were experiencing, and possibly also heal, similar to like what Nick is experiencing right now. So this is not just for Nick. This is a demonstration that Gabriella is demonstrating to let everyone who may be in this category who needs a little bit of support right now. So I would definitely recommend reaching out to Gabriella. Should you have questions, should you actually participated in the prompting as she was prompting Nick right now to see his yes or no answers. And also if you have questions for Nick too, because I know as a curious person, it would be one of those things, want to know, like, okay, have a specific question for Nick, feel free to message him as well or email him too, so you can have that dialogue to become more clear to all of what he experienced and what he's going to be experiencing going forward. So this was definitely a quite interesting follow-up, especially once Nick was kind enough to allow us to see his body do what it did. It was really interesting to watch how his body responded, and just in a period of time that he worked with you, Gabriella, what he experienced and what he healed from. So I think it's amazing. Gabriella, do you have any final words or even tips for those who are watching that you can give them?
Sure. I want to let everyone know that what I do is solve problems. And I've done that naturally since I was a child. And that's one of the reasons I went to the computer programming field, because it's very put together and you can solve a lot of problems there. But what I do is I get to the root cause of the healing issue, whatever it is, whether it's the vaccines or maybe COVID or allergies, anything. And a lot of things that I've worked with are things that have no answer in the medical system. And I've had a lot of success with getting my clients completely healed. Many of them don't need their medication that they were relying on in the past. And this is a way to get the body to heal itself. And it's amazing how much power the body has to heal itself when you give it the instructions and the guidance that it needs. It's wonderful.
It sure is. Sure is. Which is why she calls herself and refers herself as a medical intuitive, because it's that intuition that she picks up on, and that can definitely help each and every one of us in healing things on a deeper level that unfortunately the medical industry may not be able to. And I would say, I mean, just from my own experience, that living on medication is definitely not the key thing for our bodies to actually be doing if there's another way of going about it. And one of the reasons why I chose to want to bring Gabriella on is because I know that she's one of the best to do what she's doing, and you're in really good hands when you work with her. So again, reach out to Gabriella should you have any questions, whether it's related to the virus, the vaccine, or any other questions for that matter too. Pain related as well. Anything that you were taking any type of pharmaceuticals for, I'm almost sure Gabriella can help you and help you wean your way off or minimize it to limited as much as possible. So Gabriella, again, just let them know how they can reach you one last time.
Sure. My website is alivehealthsolutions.com, and you can book an appointment there, or you can contact me there. My email is GEM at alivehealthsolutions.com, and I'm on Facebook.
There you go. And as for Nick, for Nick to come on and share his insight and, as he puts it, his TMI with all of us in reference to what he's experienced within the last week. And also, Nick's been on my show more times than I can count with a variety of different other healers. And he never seems to amaze me on the progress that he experiences during the time that he's working with different healers. And him and I next week will be sharing about that. So I'm looking forward to having Nick on the show again. Nick, let them know how they can reach you should they have any questions for you regarding today's show.
Sure. NickRafter@gmail.com or through my website, NickRafterWhites.com. And whatever questions you have, I'm happy to answer them.
Yes. And wouldn't be surprised that as you ask the questions, they become part of his blog, because he does a lot of that. He takes his life experiences and he writes about them, and he writes amazing things about those life experiences. So thank you, Nick, for being so transparent last week and this week with us. Truly appreciate it. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and I'll be back with the conclusion of today's show. So again, thank you, Gabriella, for being here, to doing what you do so amazingly. And Nick, thank you for being so transparent. We'll be right back.
If you are turned off by conventional medicine and their mantra, "Do you want meds for that?" there's a better option. I'm Gabriella Mihalichin, medical intuitive and healer. Let me help you find the root cause of your illness and guide you through healing. My intuitive method directs your body to heal itself and removes barriers to healing. I invite you to schedule a session today at alivehealthsolutions.com.
Hello, my name is Nick Rafter, journalist, writer, editor. I'm happy to be offering copy editing and line editing services at competitive industry rates. If you have a book or any document that needs to be edited and thoroughly looked through, please contact me at nickrafter@gmail.com. Let's discuss how to get that work done. That's Nick Rafter, NICKRAFTER, @gmail.com. I hope to hear from you soon.
Did you know that astrology and numerology influences your metabolism and weight? Hello, I'm Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, student of astrology, master of numerology, and the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast Deck. And I help women and men by referral release issues from their tissues while releasing emotional weight and falling in love with themselves. As I witness the transformation of watching each client become the best version of who they are. To redeem your first discovery session at 10% off, email healingwithin76@gmail.com. I do look forward to helping you release your issues from your tissues and falling in love with yourself. Hello and welcome back. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, and I want to invite you to go back and watch today's show because you missed an amazing follow-up from last week's episode of the Healing Prompt Therapy for the VX. Today, Nick Rafter, one of our volunteers, shared a lot of insight regarding all that he healed from in a matter of a week's time with the amazing Gabriella, who is our medical intuitive. So I encourage you to go back and watch. You can do so and watch on either here, Facebook, Twitter. You can also watch on Roku and 2 YouTube channels. One is Strong Island Entertainment. The other one is Holistic Fitness, Barry Cologne. And what I'd like to leave you with today is a couple of things really quickly. Before we went to commercial break, one of my cards fell out the deck, so I thought I would choose to share it with you. Clarity. And with today's show, that's exactly what Nick provided, clarity. Heart chakra is all about that joy that we experience when we start to feel better. And remembering 2 and 9 is all about the 11 energy, which is about trusting your intuition. So feel free to trust your intuition. And 3 promos for today. We have the Author's Porch, which is the podcast and also the magazine. The newest magazine will be coming out, I believe, January 1st. So stay tuned for that. Then we have Spirit Messages. This week, it will be taking place on Tuesday night rather than Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with Joe Monkman. You definitely want to join that group. He does an amazing connection with Spirit, and with time permitting, he also does one-on-one readings. And then, if you happen to be in the Queens area, I will be giving readings at the amazing, amazing Crystal Shop in College Point. The name is on the flyer there. Please come join. Come join me there. Even if you just want to shop, come on down. There's amazing crystals there. I do recommend that you book an appointment if you want a reading, but walk-ins are welcome. So I will see you all next Sunday with my amazing guest coming on who is here today. Nick Rafter will be with me next week. We're going to be sharing about all his healing experiences he's had with a variety of different practitioners, including myself, and how that's going to domino effect into his visions for 2022. You definitely don't want to miss that. But till then, enjoy the rest of this week. Enjoy the full moon next Friday, the eclipse next Friday, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye for now.